It is 5 seconds the official start, but we then wait, of course, 10 seconds because Lee Johnson is absent. So Ivan Linton is now 5 seconds away. He's anxiously waiting for that tap on the shoulder to get his lightweight TT defence underway. The winner the last 3 years is away. Dean Harrison, another winner, James Hilliard, Ryan Farquhar, the others. Here is Martin Jessup. Tucked in behind the bubble, and now let's listen to the pattern of Michael Rutter off the line. No words are needed really, are they there? Dan Cooper away now on the KW Electrical Services by DCM Kawasaki, and here is Michael Dunlop on the McAdoo Racing Kawasaki. Gary Johnson on the WK Bike CF Moto. Little bit of a engaged neutral start there as he came off the line, but he's got underway, but by far the slowest away is James Cowton. Again, McAdoo Racing Kawasaki. No one at 9, a non-starter is Steve Mercer. So next should be Peter Hickman under the arch on the IEG Racing KMR Kawasaki. Ryan Farquhar has assembled a pretty strong squad of riders. Hickman away, and over to the right-hand side by the scoreboards. Here's another pattern. Here's Benetti, starts his 50th TT race. Oh, just listen to that disappear down towards St Ninians, and that's going to rattle a few ears down there for sure. No one, of course, at 12 or 13. That would have been Michael Russell and Daniel Hegarty. And Josh Brooks, it should be another one of Ryan Farquhar's chargers on the KMR Kawasaki. As Josh safely away, no one at 15, and we wish a speedy recovery to Danny Webb after his spill the other day. So next is number 16 and the Burrows Engineering Racing Kawasaki of Derek Shields. Bit of smoke off the line there from Shields as he goes away. Next is the CMS SB Tuning Kawasaki of Rob Hodson. And now the DP Cold Planing TC Racing outfit of Bjorn Gunnarsson, but he's absent there, no number 18, and that means we've got a gap as well at 19 and 20 because there is no Jamie Coward on the Reckless Racing 650 Kawasaki, and no Colin Stevenson either in there. But the 21st starting position is occupied by bike number 60, and that is Adam McLean, the newcomer. So just the first of the qualifiers to go. So tremendous performance for the newcomer there. Adam McLean is away. Next will be Michael Sweeney, the Keeley Heating Kawasaki. Comes over towards the pit side of Glen Crutchley Road. And here starting her 25th TT is Maria Costello. Just burbling a little bit the machine as it went away there from Maria. Xavier Denis is now away on the Optimart Road Racing Team Kawasaki. And then we switch to a Suzuki with number 23, Barry Ferber. 25 is Rider Liaison Officer Johnny Barton on the WeMoto.com Kawasaki. 49 next away will be Callum Laylor on the RT&E Bike Sport Kawasaki. And then Suzuki Machinery JHS Racing vehicle of Dave Moffat is away. And he's the fastest away as well at 39.2 in those 7 or so metres from the start to the beam. There's Jamie Hodson away, nice and safely there. Next it'll be Craig Neve on the another one of the WK Bikes. He's away safely, and let's go to Glen Helen. Dave Christian.
Yes, thanks Tim. We're right in the arrival of the first machine, and here it comes now out of Glen Helen 2. Flick to the left, down a gear, into the left-hander now. That's Ivan Linton, and he's safely through here on his opening lap. Closely followed on the road by Martin Jessup, and Jessup's taken a second and a half out of Linton. The opening second as Michael Rutter comes through, and Rutter's taken a second and a half out of Jessup, so they've all got the hammer down from the start on this opening lap of this Bennett's Lightweight TT. Next machine tips in for the left-hander, that's Michael Rutter, and Rutter's gone quicker than Sorry, that was Dan Cooper, Dan Cooper through number 5. Apologies, Michael Rutter had indeed come through already. Number 6 is Michael Dunlop, and he doesn't make an impression at the top end. It's still Michael Rutter with the early lead. Next machine tips his way into this long sweep and left-hander. That's Gaz Johnson, but he hasn't quite got the pace of the early men. Still Michael Rutter with the advantage here at Glen Helen on lap 1. Cowton just falls into the leaderboard just behind Gaz Johnson. It's number 8, James Cowton, currently holding 7th place. But this man might have some impact on that. That's Peter Hickman, no, 5th fastest. Stefano Benetti looks like he's catching Hickman on the road, and indeed Benetti jumps into 2nd place. So Michael Rutter leads from Stefano Benetti by a second, with Martin Jessup 3rd. He's half a second back on Benetti. And Ivan Linton 4th. That's number 2, Linton in 4th place. He's a second and a half down on Jessup. Just before we came on, I did have a message from Gary Gardner, who's a circuit commentator in the UK. And Gary was just giving me his tip for the race. He thinks it's Ivan Linton who will be looking for the win, but at the moment Ivan's a little bit off the pace. It's still early days, of course, the opening lap of a 4-lapper, but it is Michael Rutter though with the early advantage. Next machine in, 14, Josh Brooks holding 10th position now on this opening lap. So Rutter leads Benetti, Jessup 3rd, Linton 4th, Dan Cooper 5th, Peter Hickman 6th, Michael Dunlop 7th, Gary Johnson 8th, James Cowton 9th. It's Derek Shields through. It's number 16, Derek Shields. He holds 10th place at the moment, just nudging in front of Josh Brooks by a couple of seconds. And Derek Shields off to a good start. 17 through now. Rob Hudson. Great run from Rob this morning, but he's not quite able to recapture that form just yet. 12th fastest through the opening sector of this first lap. It still is Michael Rutter, though, who has got the early advantage here. And Rutter, well, how did he do in qualifying? Let's have a look. 11th fastest in qualifying on the pattern. That was set on Friday night. And it was Martin Jessup, Ivan Linton and Peter Hickman that were the 3 top guys on the practice times. But Michael Rutter seems to have managed to convert that to onto race day into something a little bit more substantial. That's number 60 through, Paul Adam McLean, and he had a great session, didn't he? And Mikko Sweeney just behind him. Sweeney does muscle his way up that leaderboard. He moves into 11th place. And who was that? Maria Costello. Maria holding 11th place now. She just gets in front of Michael Sweeney. 26th through, that's Xavier Denis. And Denis goes quicker as well. He's 11th now. He pushes Maria Costello and Michael Sweeney down as he drops into our leaderboard. As the computer works its magic for us. 23, Barry Ferber. Barry going well this morning on the Stocker, just muscling into the top 30. And that is 25, Johnny Barton. Johnny Barton just hanging on to top 15 at the moment. But looks like he's being caught from behind, or is he? 49, Callum Laidlaw. Yeah, Callum Laidlaw does in fact go in front of John Barton. 31 through. 31 is Dave Moffat, and he goes just ahead of Callum Laidlaw. So starting from behind seems to be giving some of these guys in the midfield order a little bit of advantage. Yeah, Jamie Hodson, he pushes himself in front of Callum Laidlaw as well. Leaders are at Ballaugh Bridge now. Michael Rutter leads Stefano Benetti still, and the gap has gone up to 1.6 seconds. So Rutter pulled out 6/10, and that's Craig Neave through. And 33 just behind him, Timothy Minot, the Frenchman. But it is Rutter leads Benetti at Ballaugh with Jessup 3rd, Linton 4th, Cooper 5th, Hickman 6th, Dunlop 7th. James Cowton just goes ahead of Gary Johnson as well. That's Anthony Redmond through, number 37. But we've got just enough time to give you a quick recap of the top 10 here at Glen Helen. In the lead, it's number 4, Michael Rutter. In second place, number 11, Stefano Benetti, a second back. In third place, it's number 3, Martin Jessup, who's just half a second down on Benetti. In fourth place, it's number 2, Ivan Linton, who's a second back on Jessup. In fifth, number 5, Dan Cooper, half a second down on Linton. In sixth, it's number 10, Peter Hickman, who's 1 second down on Cooper. In seventh, number 6, Michael Dunlop, who's 1 second back on Hickman. In 8th, number 7, Gary Johnson, 2 seconds down on Dunlop. In 9th, number 8, James Cowton, who's a second down on Johnson. And making up your top 10, number 16, Derek Shields, who's 3 seconds behind James Cowton. Back to you at the grandstand.
Ballaugh Bridge, Michael Rutter then. It's the Pattons 1 and 2. He's 1.6 ahead of Benetti. Martin Jessup 2.5 seconds down in third. In fourth, it's Ivan Linton, 1.8 down. Fifth, Daniel Cooper, 1.5 seconds down on Linton. Hickman, 0.086 down on Cooper. Then it's Dunlop, 1.9 down on Hickman. Cowton, 4 seconds back on Dunlop. Gary Johnson is 0.8 down on Cowton. And Derek Shields, number 16, 5.4 down on Gary Johnson. Quickest through the Sulby speed trap is Martin Jessup at 157.5. And number 11, Stefano Benetti, 157.2. No retirements to tell you about. That's good news. But let's go to Ramsey Hairpin and Roy Moore.
That sound of the helicopter up above is indicating that they will be doing a bit of filming down through the trees here on a perfectly dry Ramsey Hairpin as we leak down the road to look for Ivan Linton. We expect him to be the first through, number 2, and that certainly is the case. Here he is at Ramsey, down through the box, flicking that left-hand gear change down. Lovely round through and tight to the outside, but there's a very fast approach there by number 3. He's here as well. That is Martin Jessup, and then number 4, the race leader from Ballaugh. So there's a time difference there being caught up. Just listen to that going away. Michael Rutter on the pattern and certainly going through, and certainly seems to be holding on to his lead at the moment, but we've got to wait for number 11, Stefano Benetti, on the other pattern to come here into Ramsey. This is not him, this is number 5, so he dropples it down through there. Daniel Cooper on the Kawasaki, and again the exhaust there bellowing out the twin cylinders. Very, very fast approach indeed. He gets it kind of slightly on. Who else could it be? Michael Dunlop, but he's getting used to the bike, and don't discount him. But it's Martin Jessup currently holding on to second place from Ivan Linton, who's down to third, but we're awaiting that arrival off number 11, so it's quite incidental really. We'll just kind of have to get it sorted out. It was only 1.5 seconds at Ballaugh Bridge on the opening lap, but certainly we'll have to do it. This sounds as though it could be him, and down through the box he goes. That is, no, it's not, it's James Cowton and number 9. Number 9, no, we haven't got a number 9, well, just see who it was there. No, it was Dan Cooper, James Cowton, Gary Johnson, number 10. But there is number 11 here now, and the gap has gone out to 3.5 seconds here at Ramsey. Michael Rutter, number 4, leads Stefano Benetti, number 11, by 3.5 seconds. In third, it's number 3, Martin Jessup, 2 seconds down on Benetti. Fourth place for number 2, Ivan Linton, 3 seconds down on Martin Jessup. In fifth place, number 10, Peter Hickman, 1 minute and a half down on Ivan Linton. In sixth place, it is number 5, Dan Cooper, 1.5 seconds down on Peter Hickman. In seventh, number 6, Michael Dunlop. He's only 1.5 seconds down on Dan Cooper. Eighth place for number 8, James Cowton, 7 seconds down on Michael Dunlop. And then completing our top 9 here at Ramsey, it's number 7, Gary Johnson, who is 10.5 seconds down on James Cowton. Next machine we expect to be into view, I think it was Peter Hickman that we got confused with there, but the next machine we expect into view is that of number 14, Josh Brooks, and it certainly is the KMR racing machine. Lovely sounding goose that goes away and short shifting and up through. Named after Ryan Farquhar's family, I think, with Ryan in the end, and their names just elude me. That's the memory letting you down. Another machine interview here now, down through the box. Number 16 is that one, so 16 will be that of Derek Shields on the Burroughs Engineering machine, and he safely through Ramsey on lap number 1, so it's quite close. If you added all the seconds up, there's only, I think, when they went through Belaf, there was like 22 or 23 seconds covering the top 20 as they went through there. But here at Ramsey, it's Michael Rutter who's increased it by a couple of seconds on the run here to Ramsey from Belaf, and now leads by 3.5 seconds as 17 is here with us now. Number 17, that's Rob Hodgson. So where does Rob Hodgson slot into? 12th place for him. 16 seconds down though on Josh Brooks. So all the top men are through by the look of it, and certainly Rob Hodgson there. I think he was a Manx Grand Prix winner as well and transferred to the TT, but his dad has been coming for years and years before that. So big family connection as there has been. Adam McLean was going well, starting at the race number 60. He'd moved up, and this should be him here now, or it could be one of the two machines in, and it is. It's the first one of it, followed by number 22, who's been very impressive through here all the time and everything he's ridden. Michael Sweeney on the 650 Kawasaki through. So the Kawasaki's and the Pattons seem to be the ones to get out on, and certainly that is the case here at Ramsey. So lap number 1, another machine interview. This looks like Maria Costello on the NGK bike, and certainly there just kind of misses a gear, or not quite gets it into gear, as number 20 is here now. 20 going through, that is 20, can't be 20 surely, 28 Maria Costello, and 23 it was Barry Ferber. So there we go, we're just getting the identification through, no doubt about that. 23 certainly through Barry Ferber it was. Adam McLean, Xavier Denis was the one. 26 that we missed out on there, but 25 is here with us now. We'll give you a complete rundown of everybody that's gone through and their positions. That is Johnny Barton, and number 49 is here now, down through the box and safely through. Number 49 being that of Callum Laidlaw, and 31, that's Dave Moffat, safely through. But the news from Ramsey, it's Michael Rutter by 3.5 seconds from Stefano Bonetti, with Martin Jessup 2 seconds down on Bonetti. Back to the grandstand.
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Quayside, we've got the tyres for you. For your free pothole and puncture warranty on tyres, choose the premium Japanese brand, Toyo Tyres. Available from the island's official Toyo Tyres Platinum partner, Quayside Tyres, South Quay, Douglas. Quayside, 664417. South Quay, Douglas, don't delay, have safer tyres today. Quayside.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods.
Manx Radio TT, powered by MediaTek Advertising.
Manx Radio TT.
One retirement, I put the kibosh on it, didn't I? Number 48, Mark Purslow, has retired at Greeba Bridge. Ivan Linton, the light on for number 2 at Cronknamona. Also number 3, Martin Jessup. And we await, of course, Rutter, and there he is now at Cronknamona, and the gap there, well, 5 seconds between Rutter and Jessup. Up at the bungalow, Rutter was 2.7 seconds ahead of Stefano Bonetti, 2.9 seconds ahead of Jessup, and 3.9 ahead of Ivan Linton, who's in 4th. Ivan Linton, the winner for the last 2 years of this lightweight TT. Dean Harrison in 2014, 2013 James Hillier, and 2012 it was Ryan Farquhar. James Hillier not racing this time around. Hillier has never been less than lower down than second, 4 times second, and that win in 2013. But we're about to see Ivan Linton, the winner for the last 2 years, come into view first, but he's going to closely followed by Jessup and Rutter. And that's Linton, 117.9. There's Jessup, 118.3, and here's Rutter, the leader, 118.955 miles per hour. The lap record on this is Hillier's, going back to 2015, 120.848 miles an hour. So it is Michael Rutter, 118.955 miles per hour. He's 5.456 seconds ahead of number 3, Martin Jessup. Jessup's lap, 118.389 miles per hour. There goes Daniel Cooper. And that sounds like a klaxon, somebody coming in. Can't see yet. That is Michael Dunlop through. I'm sure I heard a klaxon sound then. Michael Dunlop, 117.011. He slots into 5th place. So Linton 4.6 behind Jessup, but 8.2 ahead of number 5, Daniel Cooper. But we've got to wait for Stefano Bonetti. Alan Bud Jackson, a retirement at Kurt Michael at Douglas Road. And, well, we're going to see 8, 7, 10 and 11 are coming through us here at the grandstand. And look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 together. The last of which was Stefano Bonetti. And he's 4.4 seconds down now here at the grandstand on Rutter. It was 3.6 at Cronknamona. 4.4 is the gap that Michael Rutter enjoys on the Patton, ahead of Patton-ridden Stefano Bonetti. He's on a 1 second advantage now over Martin Jessup. So Jessup certainly is closing in a little bit here. He's made up time between Cronknamona and the grandstand. So there's about 5.5 seconds between the top 3. 4th is number 2, Ivan Linton, 4.6 down on Jessup. In 5th is number 10, Peter Hickman. He's 2.1 seconds ahead of Ivan Linton. 6th is number 5, Daniel Cooper, 6.1 down on Hickman. In 7th, it's number 6, Michael Dunlop. Michael Dunlop is 0.6 down on Cooper. 8th is number 8, James Cowton. That's Josh Brooks, I think I can hear, coming into view now. I see him too, and it is. Where does that put Josh? Josh goes into 9th. So Cowton 13.8 seconds down on Michael Dunlop, who's in 7th. In 9th, it's number 14, Josh Brooks. He is 9.4 down on Cowton. But we've got to wait for number 16, Derek Shields, to come through. And there he is, right on cue, 114.897, so he slots in above Josh Brooks now into 9th position. 7.5 down on 8th place James Cowton, 1.8 seconds ahead of 10th place number 14 Josh Brooks. And he in turn is 1.1 second ahead of 11th place number 7 on that CF Moto bike, Gary Johnson. But it is the Pattons that are leading the charge at the moment at the top. Number 4, Michael Rutter, 4.402 ahead of number 11, Stefano Bonetti. Bonetti in turn 1.054 seconds ahead of number 3, Martin Jessup. There goes Rob Hodgson through, and that puts him in 12th position for the moment, but 33.5 seconds down on 11th place Gary Johnson. That's Adam McLean, the newcomer, should be coming past us here on the grandstand pretty soon as well. And there he is. Where does Adam slot in? He's in 13th position, but ahead of him is number 22, Michael Sweeney, and he is up into 12th place there. 2.5 seconds down on Gary Johnson, and 8.9 ahead of 13th place Adam McLean, and 113.508 compared to a best practice time of 113.496 miles per hour for Adam McLean. But it's the Pattons that are leading the charge here, leading this Bennett's lightweight. There's Maria Costello across the line. Maria currently in 15th position, but Xavier Denis was the other one through there. He is 14th. Let's go to Dave Christian at Glen Helen.
Yes, just on cue, Tim. The two leaders on the road flashing out of Glen Helen 2, 3 and 2 together on the road. Martin Jessup, Ivan Linton. Not far behind him is Michael Rutter. So Rutter has the early advantage on this second lap here, but we do need number 11 Stefano Bonetti first, so we can just double check on that gap between first and second. It was 4 seconds at the grandstand. Michael Rutter leading Stefano Bonetti by 4 seconds, with Jessup third and Linton fourth. and Stefano Bonetti that we need to see, but I think we've got a couple to come through before him. Daniel Cooper and Michael Dunlop. It's the first of those. There's Daniel Cooper. Start at number 5. Here's Michael Dunlop. The gap looks to be around about the 10-second mark as well. Dunlop comes through. Yeah, the 9 seconds. Well, just over 9.4 something seconds. Michael Dunlop is still ahead of Daniel Cooper. Is now ahead of Daniel Cooper. Michael Dunlop was in 7th place behind Daniel Cooper at the grandstand, and just managed to tweak a second or so out of him. The gap at the grandstand was 0.6 of a second, so Michael Dunlop just nudged ahead. Here's the 3 together. 11, 10, 8, and in that order. Stefano Bonetti, the first of those 3, but Martin Jessup has gone ahead now of Stefano Bonetti. Gap was a second at the grandstand, and Bonetti now caught in that little scrap there, and maybe that's what's costing him time. But Martin Jessup now goes into 2nd place. The gap to leader Michael Rutter is now 5 seconds. So number 4, Michael Rutter, leads number 3, Martin Jessup, by 5 seconds at Glen Helen on lap 2, with number 11, Stefano Bonetti, dropping into 3rd place. Bonetti is now a second down on Jessup, and Ivan Linton makes up the top 4. He's 9 seconds behind Stefano Bonetti, and making up your top 5 is number 10, Peter Hickman, who is 1 second down on Ivan Linton. But that scrap with Bonetti and Hickman, and I think Gary Johnston, James Cowton, was the other rider in there. Those 3 dicing around on the road, and I think that could just be slow enough and allowing Rutter and Jessup just to pull away a little bit at the head of the race. Next machine though, out of Glen Helen 2, flick to the right, steps her down a gear. That's number 14, Josh Brooks. Brooks safely through here on his 2nd lap. Of course, we've got pit stops coming at the end of this lap, and as we've already seen this week on 2 occasions, time in the pits can be very, very important. That's number 16, Derek Shields, just holding on to a top 10 place here at Glen Helen on lap 2. And it wasn't too long ago we had a 3-lap race here, and that was when we always had the question of who was going to pit at the end of the first lap and who was going to risk a splash and dash at the end of lap 2. Well, the race now extended to 4 laps kind of takes a lot of that out of the equation. You can only run for 2 laps, so you need to brim it when you go in at half time, and that's what I think most of the riders will be doing. I don't think anybody's carrying a tank large enough to get 3 laps in, but we'll wait and see. 3 laps in the splash and dash might just save a little bit of refuel in time if anyone is capable of actually pulling that off, but I suspect not. I suspect we're going to see stops for everyone at the end of this lap. But it is Michael Rutter that leads Martin Jessup on lap 2 at Glen Helen. We've got another machine now into the sector. That's number 17, Rob Hudson. Rob Hudson was he's in 12th position at the moment. 22nd place for Rob Hudson at the end of that lap. So that's McLean and Sweeney together on the road, but Sweeney ahead on corrected time. So Michael Sweeney, 12th place for Michael Sweeney at the grandstand, 12th place here. The gap between him and 11th place Josh Brooks is now, let's just have a look, 5 seconds. And at the grandstand, the gap was 4 seconds. So there's an extra second there for Sweeney and Brooks. Other riders we'd noted going well. We did see Alan Bud Jackson come through here, number 55. He's obviously retired at Kirk Michael, but he was waving a hand to say that he was having some sort of problem with the bike. That's 26 Xavier Denis through, and on the road with him was 28 Maria Costello. Denis ahead of Maria on corrected time. Maria currently occupying 15th place. Anthony Redmond going well. He was holding 24th on machine number 37. 23 comes through here now. That's Barry Ferber. And we'll just give you a quick recap of the top 10. The first place, number 4, Michael Rutter. He leads number 3, Martin Jessup, by 5 seconds. In third place, number 11, Stefano Benetti, who's 1 second back on Jessup. In fourth place, number 2, Ivan Linton, who's 9 seconds down on Benetti. In fifth place, number 10, Peter Hickman, who is 1 second back on Linton. In sixth, number 6, Michael Dunlop, 8 seconds down on Hickman. In seventh, number 5, Daniel Cooper, who's 1 second down on Dunlop. In eighth, number 8, James Cowton, who's 11 seconds down on Cooper. In ninth, number 7, Gary Johnson, who's 12 seconds down on Cowton. And in 10th place, number 16, Derek Shields, who is 1 second back on Gary Johnson. Back to you at the grandstand.
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Quayside, we've got the tyres for you. For your free pothole and puncture warranty on tyres, choose the premium Japanese brand, Toyo Tyres. Available from the island's official Toyo Tyres Platinum partner, Quayside Tyres, South Quay, Douglas. Quayside, 664417. South Quay, Douglas, don't delay, have safer tyres today. Quayside.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods?
Manx Radio TT, powered by MediaTek Advertising.
Manx Radio TT.
Michael Rutter then, 7 seconds ahead at Balap Bridge. Number 4 ahead of number 3, Martin Jessup. 3 seconds back is number 11, Stefano Benetti in third. Ivan Linton a further 7.691 seconds back in fourth. Let's go to Ramsey Hairpin and Roy Moore.
It appears as though Michael Dunlop is losing a lot of time on the run from Glen Helen to Balaf, but we'll have to see that here because there's 1, 2, 3 machines into view. The first of these is number 3, then it's followed by number 2 and then number 4. So Rutter has got them sorted out. Ivan Linton, Martin Jessup and Michael Rutter all together on the road, and certainly it's Michael Rutter who holds the advantage there because of the time starting difference, and certainly number 4, 3 and 2 as quickly as that came through. Michael Rutter at the moment, but we've got to get the thing. Martin Jessup was holding on to that second place at Balaf Bridge, 7 seconds down. But certainly here it looks as though it's increased by another 2 seconds, 8.960, so 9 seconds you would have to say would be the difference here. Michael Rutter and Martin Jessup, and Ivan Linton down to third, and he too has dropped a further 3 seconds on the run from Balaf Bridge to Ramsey Hairpin. This should be Dan Cooper, and that is the case. Number 5, Dan Cooper here to Ramsey, holding on to that 4th place at the moment. It was 6th place for him as they went through Balaf, but Dan Cooper was still awaiting the arrival and will have 2 of Stefano Benetti, and certainly Peter Hickman would be the other rider that would drop him down a couple of places if the Balaf timings are to go by. But certainly Michael Rutter in a 3-way battle at the head of the field, but certainly the race leader at the moment at Ramsey. Very, very fast approach. This could be Peter Hickman, it certainly is. And then, the back end of Michael Dunlop. Stefano Benetti is right behind him, and then it's James Cowton, and then it's number 7, Gary Johnson. So as quickly as that, as they went through, we can then update our leaderboard. It's Michael Rutter by 9 seconds here at Ramsey Hairpin from Martin Jessup. Third place for number 11, Stefano Benetti. 6 seconds down on Martin Jessup. In fourth place, number 2, Ivan Linton. He's 4 seconds down on Stefano Benetti. In fifth place, number 10, Peter Hickman, 3.5 seconds down on Ivan Linton. In sixth place, number 5, Dan Cooper. He's 16 seconds down on Peter Hickman. And then in seventh place, number 8, James Cowton. They all together as they went through. 7 seconds down on Dan Cooper. 8th for number 7, Gary Johnson. 12 seconds down on James Cowton. But going well still here at the hairpin was Michael Dunlop, but now down to 9th place, number 6, Michael Dunlop, 5.5 seconds down on Gary Johnson. And I think Gary Johnson was behind him, so that will be the kind of half the distance on the road as it was at Balaf Bridge, but certainly dropping down a little bit there, Michael Dunlop, but no doubting the race leader. He has pulled an extra second on the run from Balaf Bridge here to Ramsey over Martin Jessup. But certainly as they head for the pit stops after this particular lap, it will be all very interesting down there. I don't think there'll be any tyre changes. Number 14, the front end shattering of Josh Brooks' machine as it comes in. getting the front brake hard applied, and certainly some nice black marks appearing there with little chatter marks in them as well. So certainly the twins laying down a little bit of rubber, as they say, as number 16 is here with us now. 16 there, that will be Derek Shields. So we can slot Derek Shields into 10th place here at Ramsey, just 4 seconds down on Michael Dunlop and Josh Brooks. James Cowton has been on the move, and Dan Cooper, where do they slot in? Well, it's at the moment, it's the top 5 as they were. We have in 6th place now, number 5, Dan Cooper, 16 seconds down on Peter Hickman. In 7th, number 8, James Cowton, 6 seconds down on Dan Cooper. We then have in 8th place now, number 7, Gary Johnson, 12 seconds down on Cowton. 9th place for number 6, Michael Dunlop, 5.5 seconds down on Gary Johnson. And then it is in 10th place, Derek Shields, 4 seconds down on Michael Dunlop. And then in 11th place, number 14, Josh Brooks, 2 seconds down on Derek Shields. We also notice going very well through here were number 44, Dominic Herbertson, and number 61, Ben Ray. So they're enjoying their kind of trip round here, certainly. Second lap certainly through. Another machine interview now. 1, 2, 3 machines, in fact. The first is number 60, so that is Adam McLean. So just check that one. Rob Hodgson is there as well. And Michael Sweeney was the other rider of the 3 that went through, number 22. So where do they slot in now? They kind of adjusted a little bit. From 9th place now, it's number 6, Michael Dunlop, 5 seconds down on Gary Johnson. 10th, number 16, Derek Shields. He's 4 seconds down on Michael Dunlop. 11th place for number 14, Josh Brooks now, 2 seconds down on Shields. 12th for number 22, Michael Sweeney, 6 seconds down on Josh Brooks. And in 13th place, it's number 60, Adam McLean, 8.5 seconds down on Michael Sweeney. Within 14th place, number 17, Rob Hodgson, but that could change. We're expecting another couple through. That would be Xavier Denis and Maria Costello. 14th for Xavier Denis, 15th for Maria Costello, 16th for Rob Hodgson now at the hairpin. Back to the grandstand.
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Quayside, we've got the tyres for you. For your free pothole and puncture warranty on tyres, choose the premium Japanese brand, Toyo Tyres. Available from the island's official Toyo Tyres Platinum partner, Quayside Tyres, South Quay, Douglas. Quayside, 664417. South Quay, Douglas, don't delay, have safer tyres today. Quayside.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods?
Manx Radio TT, powered by MediaTek Advertising.
Manx Radio TT.
Ben Ray, a retirement number 61 at Kurt Michael, Douglas Road, so joins Alan Bud Jackson there, both of them at the same place on the course. And the lights at Cronknamona came on for 4, 3 and 2, just like that, bang, bang, bang. So they're all there together on the road. Of course, they've got to come into Gasoline Alley here and top things up. So Michael Rutter leading at Cronknamona. Let's just check that split. He's now got it to 10 seconds, and Ivan Linton is a further 10.4 seconds back. That's why we had the lights go on, bang, 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 like that. So all of them now have come out of Governor's Dip and onto Glencrutchy Road. So this is going to be a bit of action down below in Gasoline Alley. The klaxon sounds. Stand by your fuel pumps. Here they come all together. 4 from 3. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop. Rutter, 120.362 miles per hour. Down to you, Chris.
Getting pretty close to that lap record, Tim, isn't it? The gap at Cronknamona, as you said, was 10 seconds. Linton in third, but it's Rutter in with the fuel. We were discussing about it because it's not actually in the regs that they have to do a fuel stop now as well, but they are having to put fuel in these bikes. No rear tyres being changed. Linton is about halfway down near the TT podium. Jessup about 3/4 of the way up, and Rutter right at the end in pit number 2, they call it. I can hear more bikes coming in the background. It looks to me like Jessup is going to be first man away. Here's Martin Jessup first out on the road. So that's a little bit of time. He has a long look over the shoulder. There's Rutter. You hear the pattern fire. Yeah, that's a pretty good pit stop. And Linton's going to have to be next to go as he came over the line then. Let's have a look at him. He's changing his
helmet change, Chris. He's losing a lot of time down here.
He certainly is. The gap that Rutter had over Jessup was 10.5 seconds, and then Linton obviously in third, but that of course will change with Stefano Bonetti, who's not too far away. Here's Dan Cooper, he's number 5, him at the moment. As he went through Cronknamona, Dan was in about 6th place. And we're just waiting for that number 11 bike, and he's not through. That's Linton away there now. So it's only Dan Cooper in here at the moment on the number 5 machine. He's in, getting fuel and getting that screen cleaned, as he said, as made the interview before the start of the race. Here we go, here's 10. Wow, this is loud, isn't it? It's Hickman in on the IAG on the Ryan Farquhar bike. Then we got number 6, Michael Dunlop. Michael's right down the far end, so watch out down the end of there. But it is Bonetti that we are waiting for at Cronknamona. Nothing on there as of yet. It's not updated on my screen. You heard the klaxon go once more, and this is, I think, is this Cowton? It is, yeah, it's Cowton. Here's Cooper getting away. Here's Coops. There's Cowton, number 8. He's in. Let's have a look at Cronknamona. Yeah, so Rutter led through the grandstand. What was the gap that he had? 10.594 after the pit stops. We'll get that in a minute. Linton in third place, 10 seconds back again. Hickman in fourth, Cooper in fifth, Michael Dunlop in sixth. Listen to that. Oh, he was being so cautious on that throttle there now. But it is Bonetti that we're waiting for. Haven't got that through here as of yet, but I'm pretty sure we're just going to get the updates. I think Michael Dunlop just with a few problems. I think he's got down the bottom there. The thing is fired up and he stopped it again. I think the fuel cap is what the problem is. The fuel cap won't go on. That's all sorted now. And Michael is now away. Tim, are you all right? No, as of yet. Having a little look up there. I don't actually see the light there, so we haven't had any details on that. So we'll go with what we know. Tim.
Yeah, well, they've got a time up for Bonetti, so whether he's gone straight through or not.
Did we notice that upstairs, did we, guys?
No, we haven't had Bonetti at Cronknamona looking at the times. No, he's not made it to Cronknamona yet.
OK, thank you very much for that. Yeah, definitely not, but he's got other information for you, Tim.
Yeah, well, we had Rutter leading by about 9 seconds over Jessup, but Jessup had a 39.1 second pit stop, whereas Rutter was 47.8, so he's lost 8.7 seconds in the pits.
Okay, that I mean Linton then, with him not being there. Linton up to third place then. Hickman, who's in the pits there now. Josh Brooks, it is quite quiet in pit lane. Only the one bike in here now, but nothing on Bonetti as of yet. Tim?
Yeah, well, coming into the pits as Rutter had a 10.5 advantage over number 3, Martin Jessup. Number 2, Ivan Linton, 10 seconds back as well, and the 3 of them on the road together. They'll have been spread out a little bit after those pit stops, though. A long one from Ivan Linton and pretty quick from Martin Jessup. Peter Hickman, 3 seconds back coming in on Linton to the pits. And 119.151 it was for Peter Hickman on that lap. 119.248 miles per hour for Ivan Linton. 119.816 for Martin Jessup. And Michael Rutter, 120.362. Fifth then in the pits coming in was Dan Cooper. 116.897, and I can hear the little speed printer there in the background. Derek Shields has got a 30-second penalty. He's gone over the 60 kilometres an hour speed limit in here. 62.675 for Derek Shields. What a shame for him there, but a 30-second penalty for Derek Shields. So, Daniel Cooper was 28.1 down on Hickman. Cowton, 12.177 down on Cooper. Michael Dunlop, 3.9 down on Cowton. And Josh Brooks, 11.8 down on Dunlop on the 8th. 9th was number 16, Derek Shields, but he's going to lose a shed load of time there. Let's just have a look at some of those pit times in there. Quickest Jessup, 39.2. They managed to turn Martin Jessup round. 47.8 for Rutter. Hickman was quick as well, 47.3, and Cooper 51.1. Linton with that late helmet change, 1 minute 9.2 seconds. Let's go to Glen Helen and Dave Christian.
Thanks, Tim. First man on the road is here, and that's number 3, Martin Jessup. Closely followed on the road by Michael Rutter. 3 and 4, but Rutter ahead and corrected time, and the gap 2.8 seconds. We call that 3. 3 seconds. Michael Rutter leads Martin Jessup. So Jessup making up some time in the pits. Cracking bit of work from his team, but Michael Rutter leads Martin Jessup on lap 3. by 3 seconds here at Glen Helen. The next man on the road, heaves into view, gets us slowed down for the corner, up for the power, that's Ivan Linton, and with that time he's lost in pit lane. He is now third place and 45 seconds behind Martin Jessup. So Ivan Linton fallen away there in pit lane, as we've seen so many times already this week, with 45 seconds the gap now between second place Martin Jessup and third place Ivan Linton. Peter Hickman we think should be, no actually Dan Cooper we should be seeing next. Peter Hickman not too far behind him, and that crucial timing in pit lane, and we've seen it from Chris Boyd's stat attack from Sunday's Superbike race. We've just seen how much difference it can make with time lost in the pits. Next man into the left-hander, that is indeed number 5, Dan Cooper, and he is currently holding 4th position, but we just need Peter Hickman here just to be sure. Hickman ahead of him and coming into pit lane, and this is a fast approach of Peter Hickman. He's holding nothing back there. Hickman now into 3rd place, or holds on to that 3rd place from pit lane, and Peter Hickman in 3rd place, 25 seconds behind 2nd place Martin Jessup. Ivan Linton drops to 4th. He is now 20 seconds behind Peter Hickman, and we'll quickly go back to Tim.
Yeah, I can tell you Stefano Bonetti has retired at the Cregner Bar. Rider perfectly okay. Stefano Bonetti retired at the Cregner Bar, probably enjoying his first pint right now. Dave Christian.
Yes, thanks. Michael Dunlop and James Cowton both safely through here on their 3rd lap now. James Cowton is now holding 6th place. He is 15 seconds back on 5th place Dan Cooper. Michael Dunlop 7th place. He is 13 seconds down on James Cowton. So Michael Dunlop dropping a roughly 10 seconds there in that pit stop in the opening sector. He was only 4 seconds down on James Cowton going into pit lane. Coming out, he is now 13.2, if we're going to be precise. 13.2 seconds for the gap between 6th place Cowton and 7th place Michael Dunlop. Let's see who we were looking at. We were looking at Callum Laidlaw, Glen Helen on lap 2, holding 20th position for Callum Laidlaw, number 49. And Paul Jordan, who was caught up in a spill here with Bjorn Gunnarsson in qualifying on Saturday. Paul Jordan recovered nicely, number 59. He is 24th place here, Glen Helen, on lap 2. Bear in mind, though, this is lap 2, and we're currently on lap 3. 25th place, Anthony Redmond, number 37. He's having a good run. We'll just take this one through. 14, Josh Brooks. Safely through here on his 3rd lap, holding 8th place. He was 8th place in the pits. He's 8th place now, so no changes for Josh Brooks. He is 6 seconds down on 7th place, Michael Dunlop. So that's possibly achievable. Michael sounded like it wasn't quite a misfire, but there was certainly something not quite right in the engine note when he got on the power coming out of Glen Helen here. And if that's an indication that there may be some sort of engine or fueling problem, it could be an opportunity for Josh Brooks to steal a place with the gap only 6 seconds with 2 laps to go. Next man on the road, we're expecting, I think, James Cowton. No, Cowton's through. Let me just double check that. Josh Brooks through. So yeah, 16, Derek Shields should be the next man on the road. And of course, he's got a little bit of work to do. Going into pit lane, he was in 9th place with a 4-second gap to 8th place Josh Brooks. But of course, Derek's picked up a pit lane speeding penalty, and that's going to knock him back a little bit, and that should move everyone up, though. That will give Michael Sweeney and Adam McLean both positions in the top 10. And great ride from the newcomer Adam McLean as well. He'll be well chuffed if he can hold on to a 10th place finish. He was in 11th place. Adam McLean was in 11th place. We're just hearing Derek Shields has retired at Quarterbridge. So that's Derek Shields out, and there is Adam McLean. McLean through now in 9th place. Derek Shields' demise, unfortunately for him, has given Adam McLean an opportunity to grab a place in the top 10. McLean, number 60, just through here, and he is 19 seconds behind 8th place Josh Brooks. We'll take one more through, I think 17, that's Rob Hodson. Rob Hodson, he will be a little bit further down the leaderboard, but that's something moving a little bit quicker. That is Miko Sweeney. Sweeney Sweeney just holding on to a position in 10th place. So that's Miko Sweeney, number 22. 10th place. He is 20 seconds down on 9th place, Adam McLean. But a story at the top of the race, Glenn Helen on lap 3. Michael Rutter, number 4, leads number 3, Martin Jessup, by 3 seconds. In 3rd place, number 10, Peter Hickman, who's 25 seconds down on Jessup. And in 4th place, number 2, Ivan Linton, who's 20 seconds down on Hickman. And making up your top 5 is number 5, Daniel Cooper, who is 15 seconds down on Linton. Back to you at the grandstand.
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Quayside, you. Puncture warranty on tyres? Choose the premium Japanese brand, Toyo Tyres. Available from the island's official Toyo Tyres Platinum partner, Quayside Tyres, South Quay, Douglas. Quayside, 664417. South Quay, Douglas, don't delay, have safer tyres today. Quayside.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods?
Manx Radio TT, powered by MediaTek Advertising.
Manx Radio TT.
Gary Johnson, a retirement at the Bungalow. Dave Madston Migdal, retirement as well at Ballacry Road, at the bend there. And he's not going to get his 110. We've got speeding penalties, no time. Ramsey Hairpin, Roy.
Certainly time, bang on time, because here is Martin Jessup into Ramsey Hairpin, but right behind him is Michael Rutter, so that difference 3 and 4, well, certainly less than that. What is the difference officially is 6.5 seconds here at Ramsey, but listen to that pattern going away. Just getting up through another gear before he'll have to roll it back. So the first 2 in the race now, the first 2 on the road, but the advantage being held by the higher number rider, and that is that of number 4, Michael Rutter. 6.739 is the margin here at Ramsey Hairpin, 6.5 seconds. Should be Ivan Linton that comes through to us next, number 2, after that helmet change in the pit, so there must have been some problem there. Certainly not hanging about, and certainly nicely, neatly round Ivan and up and away. So he was the Peter Hickman battle there, was 21 seconds in it at Ballaugh Bridge, that Peter Hickman had the advantage over Ivan Linton, and certainly that would be one to look out for. So the pattern, but one of demise of one, certainly Craig Nabar, but I don't know what the situation would be when you say you can have a pint, because there is a practice later on today, and few of these riders will be now thinking how are they going to get back to the start finish to get out on their senior bikes and the other super sport. No indication yet when that race will take place, the Super Sport 2. But we'll have to wait and see for the official announcement on that. Another machine interview here at Ramsey Hairpin. Down through the box, this is Dan Cooper, number 5. Certainly is holding on to that 5th place at the moment. It was 5th through Ballaugh. As number 10, Peter Hickman is here now. Dropping, well, virtually they've covered the period from Ballaugh Bridge to Ramsey Hairpin. Virtually the same, Peter Hickman and Martin Jessup and Ivan Linton, because the difference now, Peter Hickman goes up into 3rd place and he's still that 26 seconds down on Martin Jessup. That puts Ivan Linton, number 2, into 4th place, 22 seconds down on Hickman, as Michael Dunlop backs it into Ramsey. Lovely to see. Was it missing going away? No, sounds as sweet as a nut going away. He's getting it. He's not hitting in the limiter as well, and certainly a new experience for him. He's 25 seconds behind Dan Cooper, but look out for this man coming in here now, James Cowden. He's less than half a second down on Michael Dunlop at Ramsey. So 6th place at the moment for number 6, Michael Dunlop, but in 7th place it is number 8, James Cowden, but he's only 0.337 of a second down on Michael Dunlop. So that could be an interesting one. What was the difference as it was? He was ahead of him. James Cowden was ahead of him at Ballaugh Bridge, but now Michael Dunlop has regained that advantage over James Cowden. There was something like 9 seconds in it. 9 seconds down he was at Ballaugh Bridge, so Michael Dunlop, whatever problem he had, certainly he's got it back again and now is ahead of James Cowden here on the 3rd lap at Ramsey Hairpin, but no doubting the race leader, Michael Rutter, on the pattern, 6.739 seconds ahead of in 2nd place, number 3, Martin Jessup, 3rd for Peter Hickman, number 10. He's 26 seconds down on Martin Jessup. Fourth for number 2, Ivan Linton, 22 seconds down on Peter Hickman. We should be awaiting the arrival now of Josh Brooks to see if he can slot in to maintain that 8th place, and certainly that front end chattering again. Beautiful sound of that going away, isn't there? Just listen to that. So 5th place for number 5, Dan Cooper, 20 seconds down on Ivan Linton. 6th for number 6, Michael Dunlop, 25 seconds down on Cooper. In 7th it's now number 8, James Cowton. He's only 0.3 of a second down though on Michael Dunlop. And off the riders through so far, the last one to go through was number 14, and that was Josh Brooks, but 7 seconds down on James Cowton. Quite a few retirements making it interesting, but certainly making it exciting for the lower numbers, or the higher numbers that are going through. And certainly Adam McLean, I think he was posted as a retirement, was he? No, Michael, yes, no, don't think so. I think he was still going well. Michael Sweeney, Jamie Hodson, Barry Ferber, Timothy Monet, Xavier Denis, Maria Costello, Rob Hodson, Craig Neve, Callum Laidlaw, Dave Moffat and John Barton, all in that order, making up the top 20 as they went through Ballaugh Bridge. But here at Ramsey, we've only had the 8 riders through, and it's Michael Rutter heading up over the mountain for the 3rd time with a 6.739 advantage over Martin Jessup. So a couple of seconds pulled out on the run from Ballaugh Bridge here to Ramsey. All the patterns, well, that all started way back in 1957 when the Italian lot withdrew from it, and all the engineers there had to devise some form of engine building and technique to get it, and that was where Roberto Patani's father actually started it. Up at the bungalow, it's Michael Rutter by 7 seconds now over Martin Jessup. Jessup in turn 25 seconds ahead of, in 3rd place, Peter Hickman. Back to the grandstand.
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Quayside, we've got the tyres for you. For your free pothole and puncture warranty on tyres, choose the premium Japanese brand, Toyo Tyres. Available from the island's official Toyo Tyres Platinum partner, Quayside Tyres, South Quay, Douglas. Quayside, 664417. South Quay, Douglas, don't delay, have safer tyres today. Quayside.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods?
Manx Radio TT, powered by MediaTek Advertising.
Manx Radio TT.
Light is on for number 4, Michael Rutter, and number 3, Martin Jessup. Of course, Michael Rutter just has to keep him in sight, and he knows that he's got this one in the bag. The pit lane speed limits exceeded by number 51, Ian Gardner, 30-second penalty. Pete Murray, number 53, a 30-second penalty. And number 42, Rob Livesey, a 30-second penalty. At Cronknamona, the gap just gone out a little bit more. It's 7.581 seconds. Ivan Linton, number 2, is now at Cronknamona as well, but we look to see Martin Jessup and also Michael Rutter, the top 2 currently in this race. Should be Jessup just ahead though of Rutter. Rutter just keeping him in check. In fact, it's not. Yes, it is. It is Jessup. There's Rutter. He's got him in sight. He can just follow him round on this final lap, such as the margin that they have over the 3rd place ride and the rest of the field, really. So Rutter just needs to keep Martin Jessup in sight, and he's a wily old fox as well, is Michael Rutter. He knows that he'll know exactly what he's got to do. He'll be getting good boards as well around the course, and he will know exactly where he is. 7.9 then the advantage. He is closing in on Martin Jessup, but as I say, no need to overtake him at all if he doesn't wish to. That's Ivan Linton through, and 111.606 for Linton. He's 51.6 seconds down, of course, on Martin Jessup, but it's Peter Hickman we're waiting for. Peter Hickman 26.1 down on Jessup in 2nd. Peter Hickman number 10, currently 3rd at Cronknamona. Not another podium for Peter Hickman, surely not. He's getting well used to it now. They're coming like buses. Number 10, Hickman is at Cronknamona. We're just waiting, of course, for him to come out onto Glen Crutchley Road. The fiddly bit through Governors there, and it should be pretty good to go now. He should be just ahead of Dan Cooper as they come out of Governors, and Michael Dunlop, number 6, not too far behind him. It should be Hickman that's the first bike. Looking at the timings here, the first bike into view. Oh, there's two right there together. Oh my word, overtaking manoeuvre there on the approach. Dan Cooper and Peter Hickman having a little bit of a tussle on the road, but it is Hickman on the timing sheets. It is a time trial, remember. He is 26.3 seconds down on second place Martin Jessup, but in turn he is 25.3 seconds ahead of fourth place Ivan Linton. So comfortable third at the moment for number 10 Peter Hickman, but he's still enjoying having a bit of fun on the road with number 5 Daniel Cooper, who slots into 5th. There's Dunlop. Michael Dunlop, 26.2 down on Dan Cooper as the field gets strung out now between 3rd and 6th, but it's still that 7.9 advantage that Rutter and Jessup have, and that's the closest battle we have at the top order at the moment. But Rutter just needs to keep Jessup in sight. All he needs to do. Josh Brooks and James Cowton are indicated at Cronknamona as well. We should see James Cowton coming into view now. That's the second of the McAdoo Kawasaki's through, and Cowton slots in. He's 13.5 seconds behind his teammate Michael Dunlop. Adam McLean, unfortunately a retirement, as we say, at Ballaugh Bridge, but had been going quick as well. 115.55 on that second lap. Paul Jordan, 111.34 on his second lap for number 59. The end of lap 2, Maria Costello was in 18th position overall, 112.20, just slightly down on her best practice times. She's been over the 112 both laps, but 112.780 in practice. Josh Brooks should be coming into view out of the trees, and here he is on one of Ryan Farquhar's bikes then. And where does that put Josh? He slots into 7th, so he's moved ahead of Cowton, and he is in 7th, and he's only 3.4 seconds behind 6th place number 6 Michael Dunlop. But it is Rutter in command of this Bennett's lightweight TT. He's led right from the start. He's now on his final lap of this 4-lap encounter. Of course, he won a lightweight race at the Northwest 200, and he's riding for Ryan Farquhar, who's a late replacement for Hudson Kenner. And Rutter vastly experienced, but will he want to just get past Jessup and show him a rear wheel, or will he just sit there? I fancy it's going to be the latter. He'll just sit there. He knows he's in the comfort zone. Any more Cronknamona? No, we haven't. They're really getting strung out here. And with that, let's hand over to Dave Christian out at Glen Helen.
Just in time as always, Tim. Let's see, 3 and 4 through here. And 3 and 4 tight together on the road, but as you quite rightly say, Michael Rutter doesn't need to do anything, just hang on to Martin Jessup's coattails. The lead was 8 seconds at the grandstand. We've got 7.937 for what that's worth. We've got the advantage at 8.561, so there's nothing in it at all. And Michael Rutter will know exactly, as you quite rightly point out, Tim, he will know exactly what he has to do, and that's just stay tucked in behind Martin Jessup. And keep an eye out for his boards just to make sure that there's nobody sneaking up from behind. But with Peter Hickman 26 seconds back at the grandstand, he's going to find it very hard work to make up that sort of time on these bikes. That's Ivan Linton. Linton well down on the 2 leaders, 57 seconds the difference between him and Martin Jessup, but Peter Hickman will slot into that gap as or when he gets his way out here. He should be the next man on the road as well, but with his slightly higher start number, there is a little bit of a gap. Plus, of course, the amount of time that the leading group have pulled away on the road as well. But it's a healthy advantage there for Michael Rutter. Relatively straightforward to finish off. The pattern, I'm going to touch a bit of wood when I'm saying this, the pattern has shown that it's got good reliability. and Michael will just have to nurse it around. Just have a little look at some of the people we've been following. Oh, and here we go. Peter Hickman does come into view now. Pushing as ever. Daniel Cooper just behind him on the road. Hickman is now 29 seconds behind Martin Jessup. It was 26 at the grandstand, so it looks like Martin Jessup and Michael Rutter maybe just easing away slightly. But Peter Hickman, number 10, into third place, 29 seconds behind Martin Jessup. And he's got a comfortable advantage over Ivan Linton, 28 seconds the gap between third and fourth. Daniel Cooper makes up your top five. Number 5, he's 23 seconds down on fourth place, Ivan Linton. Another machine into the left-hander, rapidly down the gearbox for Michael Dunlop. No sign of any noise there. Maybe I just imagined that. 27 seconds, the gap now between Michael Dunlop in 6th place and number 5, Daniel Cooper in 5th place. So 27 seconds, it's 26.724, but we're not going to split hairs over that. Dunlop in 6th place. And Josh Brooks be the next one we're looking for, and James Cowton as well. James Cowton, number 8, and Josh Brooks, number 14. They were the order they came through the grandstand at the end of lap 3. And machine does now come into view. And it is number 8 of James Cowton. Safely through on his final lap, holding 7th place at the moment, but Josh Brooks was ahead of him at corrected time at the grandstand, so we do need number 14 before we can confirm that. What we've noticed that number 23, Barry Ferber, is continuing his run of results. Glen Helen on lap 3, Barry was up as far as 11th place. The Siderman, Wayne Axon, number 45, he was up to 27th, and he may pull a position or two out with some of those retirements at the top end of the race. May give him another place or two. 14, Josh Brooks comes through now. He is indeed in 7th position. Number 14, Josh Brooks, 7th position, and he is just 4 seconds down on 6th place, Michael Dunlop. Also Paul Jordan, number 59, we were keeping an eye on him after his spill here the other day. Him and Bjorn Gunnarsson both down in the same incident. 21st place for Paul Jordan at Glen Helen on lap 3, that's number 59. And Callum Laidlaw was one we were keeping an eye on from the start as well, number 49. Callum and Glen Helen on lap 3 was holding 18th place. And I see that he's 17th position at the grandstand at the end of the last lap as well, but not made it down to here just yet. Maria Costello going well, number 28. She is 15th place at the grandstand at the end of lap 3. So comfortably inside the top 20. She's just 4 seconds down on 14th place Craig Neve. And I think Maria also, she's only a whisker ahead of 16th place Rob Hodson. This is at the grandstand at the end of lap 3, of course. Rob Hodson just 7,000th of a second behind Maria. So that could be a tough little battle out there for the final lap. Also close order battles, Barry Ferber and Jamie Hodson, who only got 5 seconds split in them. That's number 30 and number 23. They were in 10th and 11th place respectively at the grandstand. And the two Frenchmen, Timothy Minot and Xavier Denis, there's only 3 seconds separating those two on corrected time as well. But the leaders on the final lap of this Bennett's Lightweight TT, the leaders at Glen Helen on lap 4. Leading number 4, Michael Rutter. In second place, number 3, Martin Jessup, who's 8 seconds down on Rutter. In third, number 10, Peter Hickman. He is 29 seconds down on Jessup. In fourth place, number 2, Ivan Linton. He's 28 seconds down on Hickman. And making up your top 5 is number 5, Daniel Cooper, 23 seconds down on Ivan Linton. Back to you at the grandstand.
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
And let's look at Ballaugh Bridge. Rutter 9.4, the advantage he has over Jessup, so they're right together on the road. 29.9 further back is Peter Hickman in third, but he is 29.7 ahead of Ivan Linton in fourth. So Rutter and Jessup together as they head towards Ramsey Hairpin. And let's go there now and talk to Roy Moore.
Yes, let's hope Martin's photos, who do so much for Manx Radio, and I'm sure you'll see some of these photos. He's trying to get them together. Rutter's ahead on the road at Ramsey. Number 4 ahead of number 3. and absolutely together going through, but Martin Jessup takes him on the exit. They're side by side going away. Who gets it? It's Rutter. Rutter just gets it going into the waterworks, but the approach that was Rutter, who was leading on the road. No, same line, exactly the same line as he always does, but Martin Jessup saw the opportunity there to take him away on the outside, on the inside, and they were absolutely level as they went away onto the climb up towards the waterworks. So no difference there. 10 seconds it was, because it must have been Michael Rutter who was ahead when they broke the beam down the road, starting at number 4. 10 seconds it was, 10.5 seconds that Michael Rutter led over number 3, Martin Jessup. So the next machine we're expecting should be that of Ivan Linton, who is holding on to that 4th place, because Peter Hickman is the one we've got to slot in, and this is Ivan Linton here. Absolutely angle of lean that they get now on these tyres, even with the treaded tyres that they have to use on these machines. Absolutely over to the limit here at Ramsey Hairpin. Certainly wasn't the case in the old days. It was a case of trying to get it round and get it pointed straight, and then just blipping the throttle and on the clutch most times, especially with the 2 strokes. And remember Ewan Hamilton, many times 250 win around here, but he probably won't be listening to the broadcast today because he's a man who has a bus pass now, so he might be out riding around on the bus. Number 2, Ivan Linton, 1 minute and 3 seconds down on Martin Jessup, so he's probably lost a bit from there. So, but it's Peter Hickman that we want to get in to see what the difference is, and this could be him, and it certainly is him. Just listen to these two go away, him and Dan Cooper. Revving well, they are revving well. It's Peter Hickman holding on to that 3rd place, but a further couple of seconds lost on the run from Belaf Bridge to Martin Jessup. He's now 31.5 seconds down in 3rd place. That puts Ivan Linton down to 4th place. Number 2, Ivan Linton, 31 seconds down on Peter Hickman. So that makes Dan Cooper, of those who have gone through, 19 seconds down on Ivan Linton. Let's see what the Michael Dunlop is absolutely on the limit and sideways. Beautiful. Oh, he's trying hard, the lad. Doesn't even have a look over to the left, but he was quick at a Stella Maris. 27 seconds, mind you, down on Dan Cooper, but still trying hard. And top 6 beckons for him, and it's all money in the kitty, as they say. No matter what position you finish, there's always financial reward when you're a professional rider and you're giving your best. So the McAdoo Kawasaki into Ramsey. Oh, a joy to behold. He was sideways coming in, backing it out, and then round and away and holding on to that 6th place, but not much he can do about it against Dan Cooper, I don't think. A few problems, I would think, during the course of this ride for Michael Dunlop. He did drop all that time on lap number 2, and it's taken him a while to get back. So it will be James Cowton and Josh Brooks that will be his nearest pursuers, and certainly the first of them we expect here is that will be James Cowton. Let's see what the difference is. Well, it's massive now. It's 37 seconds because James Cowton is here. Round and away, and certainly Michael Dunlop holding that 37. It was down to 0.2 of a second at one stage here in the race, but now Michael Dunlop absolutely on the limit here at Ramsey, but certainly holding on to a 27-second advantage. But Josh Brooks should be here shortly too. Let's see what the difference is between Josh Brooks, number 14, and Michael Dunlop. Well, maybe that's the reason he's had to go a bit quick. 4.5 seconds, that's all it is, from number 6, in 6th place, number 6, Michael Dunlop. He's only 4.420 seconds ahead of, in 7th place, number 14, Josh Brooks, which relegates number 8, James Cowton, now down into 8th place, 33 seconds down on Josh Brooks. But I'm sure with the closeness of Martin Jessup and Michael Rutter, there'll be a few good film, either cine or still photographs, to be taken between here, Ramsey Hairpin, and the finish. And certainly the helicopter will be following them over the mountain. We noticed last night John Holden and Dave Molyneux having that little impact or touching of sidecar wheels at Craignabar. And certainly on the solos today, it's going to be Michael Rutter and Martin Jessup, and they've made the bungalow. And that advantage is, it must be Michael Rutter still ahead on the road, because it's 10.271 seconds. Ivan Linton had also made the mountain climb up to the bungalow. We haven't had much contact from our Ghostly Marshall friends out there either. The last time I saw Reg Berry was just before Christmas. he was scratching about down at a function down at Port St Mary and making Christmas puddings, I believe. Unique leathers on Timothy Minot as well, number 33. But with the news from the bungalow, it's Michael Rutter by that 10 seconds. And third place, number 2, Ivan Linton, 1 minute and 7 seconds down. But Peter Hickman has just gone through the bungalow, 34 seconds down on Martin Jessup to make up yet another podium. Back to the grandstand.
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Quayside, we've got the tyres for you. For your free pothole and puncture warranty on tyres, choose the premium Japanese brand, Toyo Tyres. Available from the island's official Toyo Tyres Platinum partner, Quayside Tyres, South Quay, Douglas. Quayside, 664417. South Quay, Douglas, don't delay, have safer tyres today. Quayside.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods?
Manx Radio TT, powered by MediaTek Advertising.
Manx Radio TT.
Well, it may be spread out on the timesheets, but Michael Rutter and Martin Jessup having a great battle. It was Rutter ahead of Jessup at the bungalow. It was 10.271. At Cronknamona, lights on for both 4 and 3. Jessup's back in front of Rutter, the gap 9 seconds. And also having a good battle on the road are Peter Hickman and Daniel Cooper, who are having some great fun together out there on the mountain course. But we wait now, Jessup and Rutter, to come on to Glencrutchery Road, and they are going to be the first and second in the standings for this Bennett's Lightweight TT. They're on Glencrutchery Road now. We look towards the trees. The checkered flag is out. Number 3, and there's your winner. It is Michael Rutter, a 5th TT win for Michael Rutter, and it's his first win since the TT0 in 2013. Congratulations to Michael Rutter. And of course that means that the 45-year-old keeps the run going in the international road races with a win at the Northwest 200. Martin Jessup also enjoyed a win there as well. And it's a second podium for Martin Jessup as well in this race. Michael Rutter then 120.107 miles per hour. Martin Jessup 120.013. Be a little while until we see Peter Hickman come through. Not even at Cronknamona. So let's go down to Chris Kinley.
I think this is going to be some reception, Tim. Here is Rutter on the pattern. Is Martin Jessup also in as well? Michael rolls that bike into there. I thought we were going to get a burnout for a minute then. We're obviously not. Just waiting for the third place man to come through, Tim. Let us know about the information in a minute. Unlucky for the Patton team that Stefano didn't finish the race with a retirement at Craig de Bar, and we'll just let the photographs get taken. Sarah was in for a big hug. Well, and I think that is kind of good bike. I just heard him say to him, a good bike. He said, oh, yeah, it is. It's a cracking bike. Great pit stop by the team once more. And the Pattons, of course, going so well at the Manx Grand Prix, the classic races there, the Festival of Motorcycle. But this time they got the modern bike into the top spot. We'll get third confirmed in a couple of minutes' time. It is looking like it
Chris,
could be.
If we can, ahead, Tim, we've got Peter Hickman coming into view. It'll be with Dan Cooper, and a bit like Rutter and Jessup there. They've been having a great dice on the road, and here he is. Confirmed in third, the second of the bikes across the line. He lets Cooper across third. Peter Hickman is confirmed as your third place, a fourth podium at the TT 2017 for Hickman.
Well, I'm sure it was a pretty good battle between Martin Jessup and Michael Rutter on that last lap, but he closed each other. Well done, my old mate.
Oh, it was a bit of a laugh with Martin last few laps. Fuel stop wasn't the quickest. I thought, oh no, his bike's so fast as well. I just thought I've got to just keep everything tucked in, and I don't want to over rev it. So I was being real careful with it, and got it home.
By the by, the zero races that you've won, TT98, that was the last
proper
bike win, wasn't it? Take the zero races away from it. Ryan Farquhar shakes his hand. You won races from it. 1998.
Yeah, you know, getting on a bit. You know, guys, a long time ago it was black and white then, wasn't it? So yeah, it's nice to win another one again. You know, it's a race of nutrition, and You know, Martin over that last few laps is so much fun because going over the mountain, you're sitting there on these and it feels like forever going up the mountain. So, and on that last lap, you just think, oh, everything's going wrong. The bike's slowing up, and you can hear things. It's just it's frightening that last lap.
The gremlins are coming in. You're imagining noises. You and Martin going out at Ramsey Hairpin, I think, on the last lap and having a bit of fun. Roy was saying too.
Yeah, you know, it was like you say, it was good to have Martin there. You know, just keep your concentration up and pull me back up to him.
Ivan, we thought Ivan would have a bit of a thing. Ivan, I think, is about maybe 4th or 5th. Peter Hickman gets another podium. So there's some good young lads coming up, isn't there?
It's frightening, really. You know, Martin, Peter, Dean. You know, there's it's the old boys are going out now, aren't we?
No, you're not. Stefano, unluckily retired. He was holding 3rd.
Yeah, you know, like Patton done a beautiful job. The bike looks fantastic, and you know, everything about it sounds brilliant. And to be fair, it hasn't missed a beat all week, so yeah, brilliant.
Big stone in the front screen, I can just see there as well.
Yeah, I'll charge Martin for that, I think, and a few on the helmet.
Well done, Michael.
Thank you, cheers.
Well done, cheers, thank you very much. And now let's get to our second place man. He's just been talked to by Steve Plato. Maybe we'll grab Peter Hickman first off, and maybe I think he might have just about finished. He has finished with the interview, and get past Mr. Jessup there if we don't mind. Look at that, Steve Plato, ever the ex-rider, looking at the tyres.
Yeah.
How was that then? How much fun was it for you, Michael? Last couple of laps?
Yeah, it was good. You know, I was watching my pit boards. I could see Michael was coming on the pit boards, and no excuses. I give it everything I had. But when he come past me, I thought, nah, stuff this. I ain't just sitting behind and just following home. I'm, you know, let's have some fun with this and let's get a bit of a race going on the road. So, you know, got him back, stuffed him, and then he got me back, and I've done it again. You know, just making it a good, fun race. You know, because sometimes it can be a lonely time out there. So I was just doing everything I can just to get back past him. I thought if he's going to beat me on the time trial, let's just see if I can get across the line ahead of him.
All it would have taken was one mistake, and you could have got that 10. That's all it was, 10 seconds. Well, it was 9 and a bit at the end.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it's just the bike was awesome. It's just a little bit. I was just losing a little bit through the bumpy sections, through Ginger Hole and all that. His bike just seems to be. I think it's quite a lot lighter than ours. It just seemed to turn a bit faster. But you know, they're absolutely faultless. The bike was mint. Did not miss a beat the whole race. And the pit stop, you know, it absolutely worked to perfection. Re-put in the fuel that we needed to finish the race. Not just fill it up and carry on.
Yeah. I think you were about 35 seconds or something like that.
Yeah. That's what we had. That was the game plan from last year. You know, was to cut down on the pit time, and that's exactly what they've done.
You can feel the wind here, and the wind is enclosure. What was it like up on top in other places?
Not so bad in that one, you know, compared to the stock race earlier. I found it horrendous. So that race was nowhere near as bad.
Podium for you at TT, though. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. 2 years in a row. Can't complain with that.
Well done, Martin.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done to the team. Well done, boys. Yeah, well, like you said, a mega pit stop, and we'll get in just before Steve jumps in. Steve will just jump in. Thank you very much for that. Cheers, and we'll just squeeze in if we can. Thanks very much for that. And God, blimey, you going to book a bed in here or what?
Can I? That would be all right. Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, in the middle though.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, the bike ran mega again. You know, KMR's done a mega job. The bike's ran perfect every time I've sat on it, and we actually made, as I said at the start, loads of changes for the start of that race. And I wasn't too sure which way it was going to go, but you know what, it was the right move, and I was a bit steady again on the first lap, but just everything's so new all the time, and just got my head down. And when Stefano Bonetti came past, I thought I really need to get my head down. Obviously he caught me 10 seconds. I saw his pit board and it said P3 on his, and you know, the pattern's real fast. I mean, KMR's done a mega job, and this bike's pretty quick too, but the pattern, he kept passing me in a straight line, and then he'd hold me up through the corner, so I really kind of dug in, and I passed him back at Sulby Bridge and just thought, right, I need to really pull a lap out here. So put my head down real hard on that, and then managed to obviously pull a gap. I'm not sure what happened to him at the end.
He retired at Craig DeBar.
Yeah, he did retire, did he? But he didn't come back fast after I'd passed him again. So really just got my head down, and bike's mega.
Think back to last year, a lot of problems at the TT last year. This year's complete opposite for you, isn't
it? Yeah, so far so good. We're not finished yet, but 4 races, 4 podiums. You can't really grumble at that, can you? We've just got one step really left to kind of tick off now, haven't we?
Well done, Peter.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. We'll grab a quick word if we can with Ryan and